Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jeff Mills, and I'm back. And today we are going to do another interview, the Power Lead System Power Interview Series. We got Brian Bracken here. So, Brian, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
All right. So, we're going to get to know Brian today, find out how he's involved with the Power Lead System, how long he's been using the platform, what he's using the Power Lead System for, which is pretty amazing. Some of the things he's doing with the platform, and I want these interviews to be more about people using the platform other than promoting it just as a business opportunity. I know so many of you are using the replicated websites, you're using the funnels and the systems just to promote the Power Lead System because you want to build a downline and you want to have recurring residual income of people on those monthly subscriptions paying for their systems and getting those $20 commissions. And ain't nothing wrong with that by any means. That's a great way to use the Power Lead System. But we also want to encourage people to use the platform for what it's also designed to do, which is to sell the product of a funnel builder, a website design platform, and an autoresponder platform, and a messaging platform, and an email auto. I mean, there's so many different pieces to the Power Lead System and what you can do with it as a standalone product that you should just be using to build your businesses and build funnels for different MLM opportunities and regular brick and mortar type websites. And so that's what these Power Lead System interview series is all about. It's about the people behind the platform. It's about the people who are using the tool the way it was designed to be used and created for, and having great success. So, Brian, I'm going to put the video screen on you. Why don't you tell us about yourself? Tell us about you, where you're from. Anything we should know about who is Brian Bracken.
Well, basically, I'm self-taught. So any of the stuff that you've seen is because I didn't actually go through training. I actually learned how to use each and every piece of the Power Lead System. Originally, my dad had an advertising firm, and so I started working along with my dad, and I did printing. So I taught myself how to print. I also taught myself how to typeset and all of that kind of stuff. And I actually started on first generation phototypesetting, which is kind of interesting. Most people don't know what that is. You have computers nowadays.
Yeah.
Before that, you had lead, lead type and stuff. But I used what was called a first generation phototypesetter. And what it had is had a big drum with like a negative around it. And you typed in stuff, and then you hit the button and went and basically put an image on some photo paper. And then you took that photo paper and then you laid it up. You had to cut it up in little pieces and so forth. And then also, then we had to go and make negatives and then make plates and start printing. So that's kind of where I came from, was doing advertising from basically direct mail was the type of advertising I did. We did work for Nissan, other things like that at the time. Now I don't do that stuff anymore. Chemicals, they're not good for you, So that's why I'm doing design.
Breathing that stuff. Well, tell people where you're from, like which part of the world do you live in?
Well, I'm in Canada, and no, we do not have igloos here. Okay.
What's the weather like right now today? Is it like what's degrees Celsius is it outside right now?
Well, do you want Celsius or you want the
Well,
American,
you're Canadian, you speak Celsius.
Well, I do both.
Okay.
I grew up in the time period when, like we used degrees and, pounds and all that kind of fun stuff. So basically, right today, it's probably about, I'd say 55, 60 degrees.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So here in Minnesota, just in case people want to suffer with me, in Minnesota right now, it's like 40 and it's been raining all day. And there's even threats of sleet. And it's like, the 8th of May. It's pretty crazy in Minnesota. And Brian's in Canada, and it's warmer there than it is here where I live in Minnesota.
Do you realize that we're farther south than you are?
I do. I do that realize that. You know, we are the Minnesota is the highest state north next to Alaska. It's the highest state in the continental United States. It's higher than Maine.
I have a funny story about that. One time I was someplace and they were talking about Alaska and they were calling it a different country. So I found that to be.
But it can feel it can feel that way for sure. If you go there, it does feel like a different country. But it is one of the 50 United States.
It's one of the 50, that's for sure. You know, it's kind of a opposite of Hawaii. You know, I prefer the Hawaii temperatures than the Alaska temperatures, but that's just me. Some people really enjoy that type of, cold stuff.
Right.
That's why they have Canadians that are called snowbirds. They go south for the winter.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people in Minnesota, they head south. In Florida, they go to Arizona and stuff like that. Let's talk about how you got started from moving from the printing era. Like, when did you start becoming interested in computers and the internet and kind of, becoming a digital marketer? Let's say you're the digital marketer term. When did that really make an income for you? And you started making a living from that?
In the 90s.
In the 90s?
Yes.
And some of these people watching this weren't even born yet.
Yeah, I know. That's true. Yeah. We're just old. That's all.
Yeah, we're internet old.
Yes, in the 90s, what happened was I was doing some design work for websites and stuff like that. And then I started working on showing people that you could sell product on the internet. And then so I made a little store, and lo and behold, the store started selling. And then for a number of years, that's basically what I did was set up the products and stuff like that. And we physically shipped product and so forth. So we've had a good rounding of digital. The problem is it's now selling product, unless you're using Amazon or something like that, you get hammered by, their free shipping and all that stuff. And I hate free shipping. I was doing it. So
you were doing e-commerce before e-commerce was cool. You had set up in the 90s your own little e-commerce system.
98, we were running e-commerce. And then we would go to shows like the CGTA, which is a Canadian Gift and Tableware Association.
Right.
And we would say, well, we're a web store. And a lot of people wouldn't talk to you because you were web. And they were physically afraid of the internet at that time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everyone was afraid. What are they going to do with my information? I'm not going to put a credit card in that website. What are they going to do with that?
Oh, yeah. Well, you have nowadays with, websites and so forth, you have to be PCI compliant, and there's a lot of different things that you need to know. You have to have SSLs. And quite frankly, with the Power Lead system, if you don't have an SSL, you should get the SSLs. Because
is that easy to do? Is that something that we provide?
Yeah, it is. It's very easy to do. You go in there and click the thing that says SSLs. I'd have to go to the website and figure out where it is exactly, but it's easy to do. You want to have 20 subdomains set up and your main domain, because that's what you're going to be getting as for SSLs. And you have to remember them.
What does SSL stand for?
It's a security. It's security logic. Right now, the name is not there. So
I think it's like secure site, secure site.
Logic something.
But it makes your site officially was secure. Like, and how does it make it secure? Like, what does that actually mean? What is it doing that another website that doesn't have SSL does to make it stronger or more protected?
Well, it basically encrypts the information from your computer to the server. So that way it's more difficult for someone to hack into getting your credit card numbers, your information, and so forth. That's the reason why an SSL is so important. And I don't know if you noticed it, but the Power Blog now, you get a free SSL for the Power Blog, but you still have to pay the $25 if you're using it for the Power Lead system. I set up a site here a little bit ago, And it takes basically the time once you set it up for it to propagate. So once it's propagated, then it's about 30 minutes after that, the SSLs are on the blog at that point.
Okay. All right. So my next question for you is, how did you get involved with the Power Lead system? When did that come into your life, and how are you connected in the early days of what we've got now for like the last 6 years now?
Now, here's this interesting thing is I knew Neil a long time ago. I worked with him. He had some different projects. He had some sort of a travel thing. I forget what, global something another, I guess. And so I did some stuff for Priceless Possibilities, did some edits and, you know, some work for him that way. Then he had this some sort of weight loss thing. You know, it was kind of a pill that he had. Mm-hmm. And so we built that up, and then he was playing with a travel, basically a travel site. He was trying to work with that. You know what travel sites are like.
Yep.
Anyway, so we did that for a little bit. And then he had this idea of going to Michael Price and setting up the Power Lead system. So I was there at the beginning and created a number of the pages and sites within the Power Lead system. So a large portion of the newer stuff that you see in the Power Lead system, that's my work.
So what people need to know is like the videos, a lot of the videos that like explain the like, for example, the Master Traffic Institute video. Yeah. That's a 6-minute video, 5-minute video.
Yeah, that's one of my videos that I made.
Brian made that video. Mm-hmm. And then the websites and the sales letters and the layouts of a lot of the long copy sales pages.
Yes, a lot of that
Brian
stuff is
wrote and built all the layout for those pages.
Now, I can't take all the credit. Someone did the scripts for the videos, and there was somebody that voiced. Who is that voiced over those videos?
Warm, sulky, friendly voice in the sky. Was able to provide content for those. Yeah. But Brian is the one who put the magical animated text. He put the moving graphics, sound effects. Neil and I gave him the music beds to use for all that, and he creates that stuff. That's one of his talents, is that he can make amazing videos. And he's for hire, by the way. Brian is for hire when he has time. He actually makes videos for businesses. He actually makes websites using the Power Lead system for companies and individuals who want their a website done for them. Because some people are challenged, let's be honest. Some people are technology challenged when it comes to logging into the Power Lead system and using the current editor that we have in there to build websites. For some people, they're just not wired that way. And so in those cases, go to the talent that's out there and hire people just to do it for you. Brian might be super expensive, but he gets the job done.
I am.
Yes, he charges premium fees. That's because his work is so good, and the results hopefully you get once if you ever do want to use him for stuff, it's gonna work for your business. It's really awesome stuff. What do you like the most about the Power Lead system? What attracts you? What's the cool features you like, and what do you think is some of the cool stuff that you're using in your own funnels and so forth?
Okay, so here's a couple of things. I've actually used a number of other products. There's no two ways about it. I actually still do work for other people in other products. The other products are more expensive, but they don't necessarily have the ability that the Power Lead system does in design. You can actually design things in the Power Lead system that you can't do in some of the other products. In fact, when you think about the Power Lead system itself, it's very customizable. If you understand a little bit about the HTML and you understand a little bit about CSS, which is cascading style sheets, and HTML is hypertext marketing markup language. You
have me at CSS. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, most people they look at that and they say, oh no, I don't want to do that. It scares me. And true, it will scare a number of people.
It scares me, man. That's why I hire people who are smarter than me to do it all for me.
Yeah. Believe it or not, though, once you understand a little bit about it, it's not as difficult as, say, for instance, going into an actual programming language like Python or something to that effect. So
can you share like a story of how something you've designed, besides the tools that already exist for all the members inside the website designs, like something off that, like you made something for somebody, they took it, they used it, and it had great results for their business. Does any, without having to name names or business names, do you have some cool stories or people having great success using it?
Basically, I know a number of the bigger guys in the industry, and I've made a number of sites and pages and funnels and things for them, and like I'm making them the millions. I'm not doing it, but for myself. But I'm starting to think that maybe I should start promoting things instead of making things for other people.
Well, you know what? There are certain groups of people who love to be the hands-on, behind the scenes, not the faces, and they make the systems that make a lot of people a lot of money, and they're cool with that. And there are people who are the thinkers and the creators and the idea people, and they come to guys like you and they say, make this for me, and then you do it, and and they can make a lot of money from your efforts, and so that's why you charge a lot of money, so you get a piece of all the action. It's definitely we need each other. It's symbiotic. It's one has success because they're working with this person who has the talent, and then the other person has the vision and the dream to communicate with you
the vision and the dream
to look, and then when it works correctly, it's like you bring a lead to the lead capture page, they watch the perfect video presentation, and they're fired up. They want to do what that video said to do and have the results that video promised people could have. And they click the button to join. They go here to the next page, and they go to the website, and they sign up for whatever the program is because of the look and feel of the website, the power of the sales video, communicating a powerful message that motivates people to take action, and then moving people through the funnel. It's how we started doing it, first. Believe it or not, we were doing this first before websites like ClickFunnels. So I'm going to say their name.
Yes.
Russell's great. I know Russell personally. He's a cool guy, great marketer. Power Lead System was first to market to build funnels, and we did a good job with it, and we're still doing a great job with it. And some of the things you do in the Power Lead System blow away some of the things you can do in ClickFunnels, So, all right. So go ahead.
Oh, you really? You mean you want me to talk a little bit here? I know you've been doing a lot of it, but I'm sorry. I shouldn't be sarcastic there. But anyways, with now I got to think of what I got to say. What was that? Are you still there?
What do you think? What do you think is the hardest part of using not ClickFunnels, of Power Lead System? What's the hardest part?
I can tell you both.
Creating Power Lead System or using the Power Lead System as a newbie, fresh, a person who's maybe brand new to the platform, or even just challenges for you. What are some of the hardest parts about it?
Right now, the most difficult part for me is I'm not a marketer. So if I want to market something, I have to try to figure out how to do it. It's not something that I do. I usually work behind the scenes with other things. So the couple of things that I find with the Power Lead System is that for some, it's a little daunting at the beginning because they need to try to navigate the site, and that can be a challenge. I know with myself, the one thing that does have an issue, I find, is that the editor it wants to fix code, and when I make code, it sometimes deletes it. And that's the one thing
I've been there, done that.
Yeah, but I know the tricks now, so that works out fine. But what I do is sometimes I use those to try to make it difficult for other people to copy the page. So some people get a little touchy about copying their pages, and I know a few. And that way, if I build that stuff in, someone tries to copy the page, it just messes up everything. So it's a good thing.
Yeah.
If you know what you're doing.
You got to put features out there to protect your work. I want to highlight some of your designs and let people see some of the new things you're doing and show people the power of the platform. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring up some screen for us to look at here.
Now, the interesting thing is these are actual pages and they're live. So you're going to see on here, there's a number of different things on this page here that's going. This is an actual website complete in the Power Lead system. This is not a blog. This is an actual site. Now, you can see the thing that says "Got it" at the bottom.
Yeah,
that's
that here.
That's for compliance for Europe. Okay, so if you just click "Got it," it goes away.
Okay.
So that was one feature that I have on here. Another feature I have on here is a little girl at the bottom, and that's using one of the conversion bot things or whatever it is. I was able to build that into the Power Lead system.
That's just by putting some HTML
code. Yeah, just simple to do.
But if you look, that's a third-party software that
it's
actually being
promoted
somewhere else, but it floats in the website, and you can have the live chat happening right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And then you'll notice up at the top there's like navigation.
Yeah.
So if you click on each of those, you'll go to different pages, right?
Yep.
It acts just like a regular website. And a lot of people don't realize that you can do things like that. Now, if you go to the bottom, I actually added in a number of different links there dealing with things like privacy and junk like that. And what I did was I purchased the I guess the language for that so that I could use it for my own site. And added it into the Power Lead system.
So this is an example of people using the Power Lead system and building their own. This is a full functioning website that so many people forget they can just use the Power Lead system to build beautiful websites that are functional with its own domain name and can have multiple websites, and you're paying a simple small hosting fee every month instead of having a big hosting fee. I've used other hosting websites myself where, let me see here. I've used other websites myself where I have to pay like $69 a month to host some of my websites and and email addresses and everything. But with Power Lead system, you can all have it in one place and put as many websites in there as you want. You guys, it's amazing.
Now, there's another couple of pages there that we'd like to show.
Okay, let's go to the next one here.
Okay, now these are actual pages, so just remember that. I'm not trying to promote this, but these are pages that I'm using, and this one here is for Franco. Anyways, so what I did here was I fixed the logo up and added the kind of the grunge look for the Simple Freedom, and redid the page because I found that his was a little bit, it was okay, but.
Are you tracking stats on this to know like what the conversion rates are, what the opt-in rates are? Are you familiar with like this kind of a page design wise? Is it for sure get like a 40%, 30% opt-in rate? Like, do you have any stats like that?
Frankly, on this one here, I haven't promoted it yet.
Okay.
It is something that I'm looking at promoting. I have promoted other pages that you don't have. I was getting about 40 to 50% opt-in on them. And,
so do you tend to build off of like once you have a high converting landing page or lead capture page, you kind of use that over and over again with just different elements to keep it consistent so you can keep that high opt-in rate, or do you start fresh on a brand new site with a brand new concept? You don't use any of the stuff that works in the past.
A lot of times it's just that I see it works, and then I just put it in the system.
Okay.
You know, really, it's not that I go and do a lot of A/B testing or whatever. The most important part of any page is not what it looks like, it's what the message is.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to boost your thing, it's kind of a combination between color, simplicity, and also the message. So
Yeah, a powerful headline with a powerful promise, and a simple, clean interface. Well, they know very clearly what they're supposed to do. Will increase your conversion rates for leads opting in.
Right. And this particular page here, I just put it up because I was curious at trying something. I don't know how it would work, but you know, like I have those social media stuff on there. And then that's also a page that has in where you have the introducing our all-star lineup, that's specifically for Master Traffic Institute. So if you play that video, you'll see the video that we made up. It's actually, that video is in the Power Lead system in the back office. Yeah, that's really the only place. I wanted to try to bring that out to the forefront instead of bringing it just being in the system as such, right?
Right. So Brian made the design of he made the video for the Master Traffic Institute sales video. Did you make the videos for Social Profit Academy and a few others, or?
Yes, though there were a few that I didn't make. The original ones that were on the Power Lead system, which are the oldest ones, I didn't do those. The newer ones I have, so that would be like Lead Lightning, Gold, you know, Platinum, Diamond, all of those type of videos. Those are ones I did.
Okay.
The ones that are newer, there's actually a newer video that I had done. Now, jumping to another page here, this page is an actual page that sells an actual product. So this is specifically to sell a product, like as in this is like MLM
sales page.
It's a sales page. It's a physical sales page. It has places where you can click on the buttons. It goes to an outside shopping cart, and then it'll come back to this page, etc. But anyways, that's another.
How long did it take you to make this page?
Believe it or not, I work for the company also, because I have a lot of different clients, not just ones within the Power Lead system. So I had this basically already built.
Cool.
Except I brought it into the Power Lead system.
Awesome.
The one thing you have to remember with the Power Lead system, it's not all about the Power Lead system. It's about using it to sell other products. I think sometimes the mentality is that the Power Lead system is only there to promote itself. It's not there to promote itself. It's to promote your products. It's oh boy, one of these days, it's to promote you.
It's easy for you to say.
Yeah. But anyways, hey, that probably hurt that mic tap.
All right. Anyways, let's see. This is another one we're going to show here. Okay. This is kind of like you're just playing with this one, right?
Yeah, this one here was, I was doing a funnel for a company, which sort of ran into a little bit of issues at this point. So I was starting to do a page for promoting the Power Lead system within the funnel. And that's kind of where this one came from. And I hadn't finished the next page on it just yet, but it gives you an idea of a funnel page if you want to, you know.
Right. Even this video here, this PLS intro, this is not a video as far as I'm aware of. Is this video available to the public, or is this?
I have put it on my Facebook page, but, you know, it's not necessarily really been for the public because I sort of advertise myself on there.
Right.
So,
this is a nice 1 minute video he put together, just a brief call to action video to get people to try the 7-day trial, get the 7-day trial for the Power Lead system and use that. And you also helped create the stuff that was on, like you said, Lead Lightning and
Yeah.
the sales page for Lead Lightning as well, and the video with Todd Gross on.
Well, yeah, obviously it was Todd Gross that did that portion of it. But
Well, he did the video, but you edited it all to do other stuff behind the scenes too.
that's right. And if you go scroll down a little bit on there, you'll see the newer compensation video that I put together.
This one here, the pay plan.
That one there, yes.
Yep.
So that's the newer compensation video.
Illustration purposes.
And so forth. You know, and you've got that golden voice or whatever it was on there, you know.
Yeah. And what software are as a video editor, like why don't you give people some advice on what software you use for video editing and your kind of way you do that?
Well, there's a number of programs that I use. It's not one. I'll use a variety of different programs. I use mainly ones that are like Vegas Pro. I use that. I have used things like Explaindio. I've used things like Video FX, things like that. I prefer to do my own if I can. It's just sometimes a time crunch.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do your own stuff, like your own animation, it's unique. That's the difference.
So a video like the one here with the 3-minute pay plan, it's a 3-minute video, but how much actual hours of editing and creating those animations, how long does a 3-minute actual video take in your time to actually make something like that?
Between 5 and 10 hours a minute.
5 and 10 hours per 1 minute of actual viewing time.
Because you have to remember when you're doing a video, you want to try to storyboard it out. You know, you might have the script, but you have to try to figure out what you're going to do. You can't just, sit there and say, oh, let's just do this. And if you start using all of the other tools out there that are canned, like Explaindio and those other ones, you're going to get basically the same as everybody else has. So you only want to use it sparingly. I try to use, some stock videos, some stuff like that. Like most people do. They use a stock video. And I have used Videos. I don't know if you've heard of that program.
Yep.
A very good program. It's expensive to use Videos, but it's usually basically for intros, outros, and maybe some animated text. But I generally use mostly, now there's a Videos animation right there. So what I did is I created the logo on that and put it on Videos. And then I was kind of in a mood that day, and so I called it Smashing Reason. You have your life, energy, et cetera, so it's kind of one of those things I tried to, I just get sometimes in the mood and I'll try something, Yep. And you'll see this debt-free, lifestyle is what I call it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this was done. Is this like a, what do they call it? What is it called? Like when you can buy,
an intro or
like a template or some kind of like an After Effects template, or is this all done in Sony Vegas?
This one here was done in Videos.
Oh, Videos. Okay.
Yeah, and they right now, if you go there, I think it's $15 to make up a little video like that. Although where I have the advantage is I can create the artwork that goes on it.
Okay, got it. Extra talent comes in handy. So I want to ask you some silly questions now. We're going to transition from the.
No, I don't like. I'm not a dog person. I like cats.
You're a cat person.
I enjoy foxes. I know you asked those questions of the Brian last time, right?
Yeah. Well, here you go. We don't know what kind of answers you're going to give us, but this is just for fun, kicks and giggles, to learn a little bit more about you and your background. So, what's the last movie you went and saw in the movie theater?
Mary Poppins.
The newest one?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
If you could go anywhere in the world that you haven't traveled to yet, where would you go?
It's a difficult question. I've been around the world pretty much. There's a couple of countries I haven't been to, or a few countries I haven't been to. I'd enjoy Greece because of the architecture and history.
Yeah.
Same with Israel because of the history of Israel. Also, Italy. I haven't been there. You know, things like Pompeii would interest me. The Fountain at Trevi, you know, that type of stuff would be interesting. And in France, they have a Disney World. I'd like to go there too.
Oh, that's cool. What would you say is your unique superpower?
ADD.
What's your kryptonite?
ADD.
If you could be any animal in the world, what animal would you be and why?
Well, there are so many different animals and each one has a specific idea. You know, like when you think of a lion, people think of power, you know, think of, you know, an eagle, they think of wisdom or think that kind of stuff. I just like foxes. Foxes.
Are you Apple or Android?
Well, I have a story about Apple. Here, when I had my printing business and I was looking for getting a computer, I went into a store that was selling apples. And the first thing out of my mouth is, how much? The second thing out of his mouth was, if you have to ask how much, you can't afford it. I went and bought a PC.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it was about the same amount of money too. So
what's on your smartphone here? Are you using Apple or are you using Android?
You mean the one that sits in my car and I never use?
I don't know if you use your phone or not. I'm just asking.
I use an Android. Android. It was cheap. You know, we have the cheap plan. We never use a phone hardly because I'm here. I can use Skype. I can use everything else. Yeah, I'm all digital from you know, voice over IP.
What's your favorite place to go eat at?
To eat at?
Yeah, where do you go?
Places that have good food.
Where's your favorite haunt?
Well, when we lived in Waterloo, I enjoyed Soleil. It's a really nice sit down. It's kind of more classy. They give you small meals, unlike when you go to like Cheesecake Factory and you can't eat the thing because there's so much of it. I prefer, you know, good quality food. But here where we live, there's a Chinese food restaurant that's amazing. They actually make their own wontons and they make their own, you know, whatever those little roll things are, you know.
Yep.
I'm thinking cabbage roll, but it's, you know, like that's wrong.
They call them egg rolls.
That's it. And they have
hungry. Everyone's getting hungry now.
Yeah.
Okay, next question for you. If you can meet any famous idol in the world, who would that be? It's still alive.
Still alive?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know because I don't really idolize different people. It would be enjoyable to actually meet, you know, some of my clients.
Okay.
Because then I'd get, you know, see what they look like. You know, like you know, I could tell you a lot of names, but it would be nice.
Well, they've hired you through the web, but you don't know them.
None, no. The only ones I know is I've had some brick and mortars, and I actually worked with them, and I know them. But 99.9% of the people that I work with, I've never met.
What's your favorite season of the year?
Something warm, which
Summer?
means that, yeah.
Yeah. If you were to join the circus, what character would you be in the circus?
Not a clown.
Okay, well, what would you be?
I don't know. I think I like the ringmaster thing.
There you go. What's the first thing you'd do if you won the lottery, Brian?
Well, first off, I wouldn't put my money in on the lottery because, like, it's like being struck by lightning. No, I wouldn't. But to be able to do things, I still travel. You know, I like traveling. I enjoy going to Disney World. Mm-hmm. I like going on Disney cruises, all that kind of stuff. You know, so
So I think it's safe to say that you're definitely a Disney fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Although
Yeah.
I haven't actually gone to the movie theater and watched any of the Avengers
Well,
stuff.
then you're not a Disney fan.
No, I'm the old Disney fan. You know,
Okay, classic.
I like Lady and the Tramp, you
Yeah.
know, and that the classical stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, nothing wrong with that. Okay, last question. What color M&M are you?
Well, you see, the problem with M&Ms is if you have brown, they're boring. If you have red, they're like, what would you say? A little insane. Um, but one of my favorite colors is green. And a lot of people think, why would you go with green? Well, because I like different. And green is considered to be an intelligent color.
That's a very intelligent answer. So we're gonna wrap up this interview here in just a few minutes, you guys. I want to thank Brian for coming on and giving us his perspective. You know, you're hearing, you know, all kinds of different backgrounds of people use the Power Lead system, from people who are the designers, the developers, to the marketers, to people who are leading big organizations and big teams. And Brian is very talented in his unique gifts that he has to design things, create things, build videos, build website designs. And many of you have made a ton of money by using his designs already in the Power Lead system, promoting the different websites that are templated inside there, as well as the lead lightning systems that are in there. And it's because of Brian Bracken, you guys, that you have some of the success that you're finding in your business. So if you see him around, if you see him on the Facebook group, you know, send him a big thumbs up. Thank him for all of his hard work, because without what he did, without having him do the things that he did with his unique thumbprint of how he does it, we wouldn't all have the success that we're having inside the Power Lead system. So we want to recognize you, Brian, as a very valuable, talented addition to the system. We're so glad you're a part of it. And thanks for spending the time with me here for the last 40 minutes or so, sharing insights about what you're doing and how it's worked for you. And I'm glad you could be here with us today.
All right. Thank you very much. And it was nice talking to the golden voice.
Awesome. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll be back with another interview here very shortly. And I can't wait to share with you guys more insights to people who are using the Power Lead system and how it's helping them grow their business, and how they're getting more leads, getting more sales, and how they're using traffic to get people to their websites. We're going to reveal more awesome information for you guys to take and use in your business. So stand by for those. Be watching here in the Facebook group for more information soon. Thanks for watching today, everybody. Bye for now.
Bye now.